It's a nice sunny day with some clouds lurking in the sky, and we are heading towards the southwestern slopes of the Khasi Hills. This patch of beauty is well known for its lush green tropical jungles, scenic canyons and plateaus, but most of all, it's recognized all over the world for receiving the highest rainfall on planet Earth. We passed through Mawlyngbna village, known for its beautiful sacred grove, a repository of rare medicinal herbs and plants. This is an adventure trip we have been planning to do for a long time now. Catch the rain in one of the rainiest places on earth, Mawsynram. Here we come. We crossed Tirsat village on the way to Wailoi Junction, where the right turn leads to southwest Khasi Hills and the left to our destination. The sun plays hide and seek with the clouds as we ramble on the road. By the look on the sky, there was a slim chance that we might experience some rain. As we approach Wailoi village, a prominent landscape is visible in the distance. The mountain is a famous landmark called Mawlyngbna. There is a well-known Khasi folk tale which tells the story of a clash between two brothers, Simper and Killang. As the story goes, what started off as a harmless game between two brothers throwing corn stalks at each other for fun led to an angry confrontation with Killang losing his temper and uprooting the whole corn and throwing it at his brother Simper. Thereupon, both started uprooting the corn and throwing at each other the whole day. In the scuffle, Killang was hurt and feeling embarrassed, he rolled away to another place called Khatsapra. The legend says that till today there are indentation marks of the uprooted corn still visible at the foothill of Mawlyngbna, while a plant called Ja'ud, which Simper threw at his brother Killang, is still found at the base of Killang Rock today. We start moving downhill on a winding road which was basically cut from the mountainside. To the left of us is a steep drop and all around a rugged landscape shaped by torrential rain for hundreds of years. The drive through the clouds on a road that snakes on the side of the mountain ridge is a rare experience. We pass by the narrow opening on the mountain ridge, which is in a sense like the gateway to Mawsynram. We pass a waterfall with very little water. This time of the year it's relatively dry, but as soon as the rains come, this whole landscape, every slope, nook and corner is deluged with rainwater like one big waterfall. The Mawsynram plateau appears closer, and we could make out the town and its church spires against the clouds on the horizon. The clouds do not give us any hint at all. Till now, not a single drop of rain. Maybe we'll get lucky later in the day. This part of the world receives an unbelievable 8 months of rain in a year. Join me as we explore the Mawsynram plateau. The inhabitants of Mawsynram are one of the most enterprising people in the Khasi Hills. However, in this journey, we will be showing you the natural beauty of this plateau rather than the usual human activities. visit the Mawlyngbna cave before entering the town. It's a limestone cave that is famous for its stalactite stalagmite formation that resembles a Shiva Linga. This cave has evolved into a pilgrimage site frequented by Hindus from all over India. Once a year, hundreds of believers walk on foot up to this site to praise and worship Lord Shiva. We move on through the bus and taxi station to another part of the plateau. It is quiet today, not as busy and bustling as in the weekly market day. Our next place of interest is a sandstone cave hidden from view but worth paying a visit because of its size, the sand beach and the river pools inside. Dremdam is a cave with a river flowing through it. We trek to the mouth of the cave, walking on a sandy riverbed, not knowing what to expect inside. The rocks at the entrance are slippery and wet, but not impossible to maneuver. We crawl and jump a few boulders here and there before climbing a little to be greeted with a grand opening view of the cave inside. This was one of the surprises in this trip which we did not plan. The river flows across for some distance inside before dropping off down below into the underground. We could hear the sound of a waterfall some distance away, but because we do not have any lights, we do not explore the deeper section of the cave. The river pool besides the sandy beach look enticing, inviting us for a swim. The size of this cave is that of a mini stadium. I can hear the river flowing down below. It's probably cascading down and there's a huge waterfall. This is truly an amazing place. A visit to Mawsynram has to include a tour to one of the emerging tourist destinations of Meghalaya, which is Mawlyngbna, some 16 to 17 kilometers away from Mawsynram. On the way, we stop by the premises of the PWD office on the edge of the plateau to take a look at the rain gauge installed there. With the sky not indicating any sign of rain at the moment, the rain gauge does not show any reading today. The clouds down below, like swaths of cotton, continue to rise and beckon us as we drive along the lower ridge of the plateau on the way to Mawlyngbna. The roads are narrow and winding, but not so risky as when there is thick fog, making visibility almost zero. The road snakes through another plateau with thick, lush vegetation on both sides. After some time, we descend into the twin villages of Lauba and Mawlyngbna. A bird's eye view reveals the layout of the village. Prominent among the tin roof houses are the telecom towers connecting this remote place to the rest of the world. West of here is the Khakoi reservoir, which most visitors are attracted to. It is a short ride to the artificial lake. The place is buzzing with activity. Kayakers in yellow life jackets were paddling in the waters. We walked across the deck where the kayaks were lined up, all ready for a slice of the action in the lake. Much of the embankment on the side of the lake were of solid rock that have been eroded through years of water erosion. It resembled a moonscape with small pools of water scattered all along the smooth rock surface. A day in the village is a mission to explore and discover new places. We bring to you Khakoi from the Mawsynram Plateau. This is truly an amazing place. Khakoi Lake is man-made and is a strip on the edge of the land. It has become a popular tourist site in this part of the Khasi Hills. There is a tourism cooperative society with members from the village community that maintain and run the tourist activities in and around the lake. Besides kayaking, there are trekking and zip lining activities being conducted here by professionals. There is also accommodation in cottages offered by the Tourism Society. The clean and lush green environment around Mawlyngbna is a major attraction for tourists who want to avoid the hustle and bustle of crowded cities. We take a look at the zip lining activity, which had a number of young people all queued up for the thrill ride. Our next plan was to leave Umkhakoi for a trek to a place northwest of Mawlyngbna, which is somewhat like Jurassic Park. Along with two guides, we got on the trail that took us through some forests, river canyons and a waterfall. We had to rush through as there was still some light available, and we did not want to miss this section of our one-day visit to Mawlyngbna. It took us some 45 odd minutes to reach a widespread grassy flatland that was the site of a fossil park. It was probably thousands of years ago that this stretch of land was under the sea. The area is huge and the fossils are scattered from one end to the other. Mostly crustaceans and mollusks and starfish-shaped creatures of the sea can be found here. We walked to one such site where there are evidences of these fossils embedded on the rocks and stone. This is truly a natural museum and a must-see if you visit Mawlyngbna. This area was probably under the sea millions of years ago, and we have these shapes and sizes of fossils embedded in this rock. This is truly a natural museum. We hang around for some time before moving to another part of the fossil park. There is plenty of water in this vast plain, but the rain that we came to experience has been elusive. Maybe in my next visit to Mawsynram Plateau, I will be drenched in the heaviest rainfall ever. A short trek takes us to what the locals around here believe was a mythical marketplace, an age when animals communicated with each other and with man in a common lingua franca. They call it the Yo Luri Lura. I'm not too sure whether such a golden age existed, but on reaching the site I was quite dumbfounded by what I saw. It was a strange single rivulated and serrated pattern likened to solidified ripples and waves on the slab of rock surface. How this aggressive shape with pointed edges and pattern was formed is a mystery for laypersons like me. Only an expert will be able to explain the origin of this frozen stone formation. I still do not know whether this rock specimen is some kind of rock formation or is it limestone dissolved chemically by acid and rainwater as well as by physical forces of erosion. I'm sitting on the surface that looks like something out of another planet, but according to the folklore here, this was a bustling marketplace. We left the untold story to its own fate and decided it was time to return back to the warmth of our homes. Mawsynram and Mawlyngbna village was a lifetime experience which we will cherish always. The caves, kayaking on the Umkhakoi lake and the treks to the fossil park will remain in our memories for a very, very long time. The Mawsynram Plateau has really captured our imagination. This is Ian signing off. Until we meet again.